What's going on, everybody? This is Rudy from Second Chance. Today, I want to talk a little bit about, what happened today was, a very tragic moment. It seems like more and more of these types of tragedies are happening every single day in America, and you can't help but feel some type of way. Almost like unsafe. I feel unsafe. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when you combine the feeling of being unsafe with alcohol, you know, it magnifies that feeling by 10 or even more. And when I used to drink alcohol, I was under so much stress all the time. I had anxiety. I still have anxiety, but a little bit. But I'm talking about severe anxiety where I would get these visions in my head, of my children, tragically, being in an accident or, me being in some kind of freak tragic accident, right? It was pretty bad. And, anytime you hear any sort of bad news, it intensifies the feeling, the emotion that you would normally get, when you hear of any sort of tragedy. It's normal to feel sad, but when you're drinking alcohol, it makes it so much more worse. And in times like this, you may actually feel the urge to want to drink even more, right? Because we're stressed out, because we think that drinking alcohol helps us relax, right? But we know it doesn't, right? Alcohol does not relax you. Alcohol does not help you feel any better, over any tragedy that takes place. Nothing can change the fact that innocent people are dying every day and getting killed every day, right? Alcohol is not going to make that stop. Okay? Alcohol is going to make you more paranoid, make you feel more anxious, make you feel more depressed, right? Because that's a chemical that affects your brain. It makes you feel down, right? So in times like this, when a lot of people are already feeling down, alcohol is not going to make it any better. All right, so please be safe out there. Always be aware of your surroundings. Always watch your back. Always know who's around you, who's next to you. Stay blessed. And remember that alcohol does absolutely nothing for you except ruin your health and ruin your life.